Hello beautiful people, it is your boy Velocean and I'm back again with another video. So we are in week 2 of my project showcase, and as promised, I went ahead and built a site that many of you guys may have previously used. So what is it? Yeah, you guessed it, it is LinkedIn. So without further ado, let me showcase my version of LinkedIn. So let's get started. The first thing I'm going to do is open up my terminal. We're going to be running this LinkedIn build on my local host, which is on my computer. So let's start off by going into the directory, the folder directory. All right, and then from there, what I'm going to do is open up Visual Studio Code. So Visual Studio Code is the IDE which I've used to actually go ahead and build LinkedIn. Once again, as I mentioned in the previous build of Facebook, I'm not going to go into the actual methodology of how I went and built this LinkedIn clone. If you would like to see this build from scratch, live, as I've mentioned previously in the Facebook build, please drop a comment on my YouTube video. And if I get a substantial amount of comments, I definitely will go schedule a session where I will build this LinkedIn clone live for you guys. So I'm sure you guys can't wait to see what this LinkedIn clone is all about, right? So let's go ahead and start running this on our local host. So I opened up a terminal in Visual Studio. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type the command run, npm start, sorry, not run, npm start. So what this will do is it'll open up the LinkedIn clone on my local host, which is running on Google Chrome. And there we go. This is our login page. So now that we are on this login page, let's have a look at some of the cool functionality that I've built in. We obviously have the top bar. I'm going to get into that in a few minutes. But we have the normal registration. So you have your name. You can put a profile pic as a URL. So if you have a picture of yourself on the internet, you can just copy and paste that in. And then the email and the password. In the Facebook clone, I've used OAuth, which means that if you have a Gmail account or an Apple account, etc., you will be able to use those accounts to automatically log in. For the Facebook, I just did Gmail, but I could have expanded it to Apple, etc. I just left it as Gmail, so it was much more simpler. For this specific build, what I did was I just used normal email and password registration. So you can use any made-up email address, which I'm gonna use now. There is no validation, so I'm gonna use an email address that is completely fictitious. It's not real, so it's just for test purposes, right? And then obviously we can go and sign in, or if you don't have an account, you can go register. So let's just have a test, right? So if you click on the register button, it's gonna throw us some validation errors. It's gonna ask you for your name. And obviously, because you didn't input a name, it's gonna throw that error out there. All right. So just quickly, let me just highlight what I'm using in terms of the technologies. I'm using React to build the site, or I've used React to build the site, and I'm using Redux to maintain the state of the application. In terms of the database, I'm using Firebase from Google, and then to beautify with these lovely icons, etc., I'm using Material UI. So just to prove to you that this is working in a live type of environment, and I'm not actually going and hard coding the values, let's have a look at Firebase at the top. So I'm going to go into my authentication on Firebase. So I've created an account. I'm using my Gmail account for Firebase. And then in terms of the authentication, there's currently no users. So I'm just gonna refresh that, and as you can see, there's no users. So let's go back to my LinkedIn clone, which is in React, and let's fill in some information, right? So I am going to put Elon Musk. I'm just gonna Elon M at gmail.com. Put in a password. And then let's go over to the internet and find a picture of Elon. Okay. Let's choose a cool picture of Elon. Yeah, this is the one. So I'm gonna copy the image address. Not that one. I'm gonna paste it in there. So as you can see, this current logout button, the profile it's not showing any profile image. But once I go ahead and register, it'll take a few seconds. I'm not going to save that. And you can see Elon is populated. Now, if I have to go into my Firebase authentication, you can immediately see that elonm@gmail.com has been populated on the 13th of Feb 2021, which is today. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of a walkthrough of the site now that we logged in, right? So actually, before we go and do a walkthrough, let's quickly check if the authentication is working, right? So I'm just going to click on the logout button. And instead of going and registering a new account now, I'm going to put in elonm@gmail.com. Obviously, this email address does not exist. Just made it up. And I'm going to sign in. All right, I don't want to save that. And there we go. It brings us back into the site. So let's just do a bit of a walkthrough. Just like how we have in the normal LinkedIn, we have our icon, we have our search button, home. Then we have this cool little functionality where you can go and contact your network or view who's in your network, see if there's available jobs. If someone sent you a private message, or if you want to send someone a private message to chat about something, whether it's an opportunity, or you just want to get some information, you'll be able to do that. Similar to the normal LinkedIn. Any notifications that may have popped up, and then just as I've pressed a few moments ago, the logout button. All right. Now what I've managed to do is split this LinkedIn build into 4 main components. The first one is the top navigation bar. The second is the left sidebar. The third is the right sidebar, and then the meat of this clone is in the middle, which is where the posts will reside. So let's just give a quick walkthrough of the left-hand sidebar. What I've created is when you add in your name or you complete your name on the home screen, it'll automatically go ahead and pull that in. Now, some of these values I have hard-coded because this is just for demo purposes, and I don't want the showcase to be too long, so I've just hard-coded those values. For example, the person's title, the job description in terms of how many viewers of their profile. Now, all of this functionality is not difficult to build. I would be able to go ahead and do this, but this is just a showcase, so I just wanted it to mimic what the actual LinkedIn clone looks like. So yeah, I've added in my branding at the top. This is Elon Musk. His picture pops up automatically from the authentication when we added it in there. You can see how many people viewed your profile, who's viewed your posts, and then there's some recent little companies or organizations that you may have viewed. So I've just added some in there. Obviously, we couldn't leave Tesla out. Elon Musk had to view his own company, so I've added in Tesla. And then let's go on to the right hand bar. Now, some of the news articles that you may have been recommended for you will be popping up on the right hand sidebar. I've just created these ones. Obviously, it can be customized for something different. A recommendation engine could be built in using machine learning, but this is something that I've just hard coded, and even the values, it shows the number of readers, but it can be amended and to be catered for something that's more real life. But what's the most important part of this site is how it communicates with the database, right? So let's get to the meat of the site where you will be able to go ahead and make a post, right? So before we do that, let's go over to the LinkedIn authentication. And what I'm going to do is on the left-hand panel, I'm going to go to our Cloud Firestore. Now, currently there is no information that has been populated in this Cloud Firestore, as you can see. But let's go ahead and make a post. right? So we're not going to be using this anymore. So let's close that tab. So let's make a post. There we go. Right? So it automatically comes in, and then once again, we have our like button, we have comment, share, send, very similar to how the actual LinkedIn works. But let's go ahead and see if this has been populated in our Cloudflare store, right? So I'm just going to refresh that. It's going to take a second or two. Let's go ahead and see if it has populated. There we go. So as you can see, the description, it gives you the person who's logged in, which is Elon. It gives you his message, Elon Musk is a legend. And then it tells you the actual time, so 13th of February at 6:32 p.m. And it gives you the timestamp in the actual time zone you are in. So that is pretty cool as well. So we can go ahead and make a couple more posts. I'm just going to create something random. I love React. So just something random. And as you can see, it populates. Now, I'm just going to put some random post here, right? So let's just create some random content, right? I just want to show you something cool about this site. And I'm going to copy that and I'm going to paste it a couple of times, right? So let's just do that. Now, if you scroll, you can see that this little bar is static, so it does not move, right? So as you can see, it does not move. So if you want to quickly go ahead and click on one of these little buttons, you will be able to do that without missing out on your content. So there you have it, guys. This is a quick showcase of my version of LinkedIn with some of the key functionality that the site has to offer. Once again, if you want to see a live build of this site with added functionality, please make sure you smash that like button. You comment on the video, as it'll allow me to understand if you guys want to see more of this type of content, or if you want to take this LinkedIn build to the next level, so I can help you do that and I can show you exactly how to code it live from scratch. Now, as I've previously mentioned, this is a 3-week project showcase that I'm running, and next Monday's project showcase is going to be absolutely awesome. So I know the Facebook and the LinkedIn look very similar in a sense where there was a capture screen where you would capture your content and it'll get stored to the Firebase data store. But this third showcase is going to be completely different. So guys, I hope you guys are going to be excited about it. It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait for next Monday, because this one is not to be missed. That I promise you. So if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, as it really helps me grow this community. Thank you so much.